Aliens trained 100 years to invade Earth. They built fake cities, fake humans, even fake emotions. They thought they'd mastered everything about us. But then, they came here. Invasion began at 03:03 a.m. By 03:15, their last ship was on fire. And the only words left on their black box were, "We didn't last 1 hour." But what really happened in those 12 minutes was never shown to the galaxy. Until now. Welcome to Predator Protocol. This is where we tell the stories they're too afraid to archive. I'm your narrator, the voice they never trained for. And today, I'm bringing you a tale they really tried to bury. Let's begin the story. They had trained for 100 years. Not a decade, not a generation. A full century of simulations, drills, and war exercises. Their planet, Zorak 7, had only one goal: destroy Earth in under 15 minutes. And they did it, over and over, in their simulations. They built fake cities, populated them with AI humans. They tested for rage, confusion, seduction, even sarcasm. But they could never quite capture the chaos of real Earth. Still, they thought they were ready. At exactly 03:03 a.m., 3,000 alien ships pierced through Earth's clouds. They came with noise, light, and confidence. Too much confidence. Their first battalion landed near Texas, flat ground, easy strike zone, rural silence. No military resistance, no tanks, not even barking dogs. Commander Vexar stepped out of the lead crawler, armor glowing black. He raised his scanner. Life form detected, single, human female. His soldiers surrounded the figure. She stood still in the moonlight. Boots, tight black jeans, half-zipped leather jacket, red lipstick, and chewing gum. The translator activated. She didn't flinch, just looked at them like they were delivering pizza, late. "Well, damn," she said, blowing a bow. "Blang, you boys really overdressed for this." Vexar tilted his head. "Are you the leader of this region?" She smirked. "Sugar, I'm the reason your training simulations got deleted." One of the soldiers raised a plasma rifle. She didn't move. Her hand casually rested on her hip, fingers touching something metallic beneath her jacket. "Hostile movement," Vexar warned. The soldier fired, but the shot missed, because his aim was broken by a steel heel straight to his alien crotch. She had launched forward like a bullet, took down 2 soldiers before anyone blinked. "Told you," she whispered as one screamed. "You boys don't last long." One by one, they fell, not to high-tech weapons, but beer bottles, rusty wrenches, and one flaming cow. Yeah, a cow. She radioed someone, laughed, said, "Tell Vegas to heat up the tables, they're next." Vexar backed away. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. He activated his retreat beacon, but it didn't respond. His ship was gone. Smoke rose behind him. Flames reflected in his eyes, and that same human woman walked toward him, dragging something. A bat, a simple metal bat, covered in alien blood. "This isn't war, sweetheart," she said, bending down to his level. "This is foreplay." Vexar screamed as she raised the bat, but just before it connected, the sky lit up. A glowing purple beam descended onto the battlefield. She stopped, stared, laughed. "Oh, you brought her? This night's about to get real interesting." Out of the light stepped another figure. Not human, not fully. Tall, dark skin glowing with alien ink, silver armor tight to every curve, a smile that could melt ships, and eyes that locked straight onto the human woman. They didn't speak, just smirked at each other. Old flames, old rivals, or something way worse. The rest of the alien soldiers stood frozen, not because of orders, but because of the tension between these two women. The silence lasted 10 whole seconds, and then the alien woman licked her lips and said, "You still swing low, or did you upgrade, darling?" The human cracked her neck. "I swing hard, baby. You remember the bruises." The war hadn't even started yet, and already The galaxy's most dangerous foreplay was about to explode. The ground vibrated beneath their boots, or heels, depending on who you were watching. The human woman twirled her bat like it was a part of her arm. The alien warrior stood tall, arms crossed, hips tilted. She wasn't here to fight. Not yet. She was here to tease. So, this is the legendary Earth, the alien purred. Smells like whiskey, gunpowder, and poor decisions. The humans nearby didn't flinch. They just grinned. Because when Earth gets insulted, someone's about to get slapped. The woman in leather stepped closer. No fear, just fire. Zaurak spent 100 years training for this? She asked, raising an eyebrow. Sweetie, I spent 2 nights with a drummer in Alabama. That was tougher than your whole empire. The alien narrowed her eyes. She didn't like being underestimated, but she really didn't like being turned on while losing. I'm not your average soldier, she said softly. I was created for one reason, to destroy the unpredictable, the untamed, the horny. The human grinned. You're on the wrong planet, sugar. We invented all 3. Without warning, the alien launched forward, graceful, fast, a blur of silver blades and glowing energy. But the human? She didn't dodge. She caught the blade between her palms and winked. Nice foreplay, but you're gonna need both hands. She twisted, snapped the blade like it was made of candy. The crowd gasped. Even the aliens watching from orbit froze the footage. The alien warrior stumbled back, eyes wide. Not just from pain, but excitement. You've gotten better, she whispered. Or worse, depending on how you like your pain. The human licked a spot of blood from her thumb. I don't get better, I just get meaner. Their fight wasn't a fight anymore. It was a dance. Punches, kicks, flips. One moment the alien had the upper hand. The next, she was slammed into a parked tractor by a woman with bedroom eyes and battlefield scars. I'm starting to think you missed me, the human teased. I missed breaking your ribs, the alien moaned. Around them, the battlefield was forgotten. Zaurak's soldiers didn't know whether to help or take notes. One whispered to another, Is this a mating ritual? Another replied, confused. I think we're in love with the enemy. Boom. The ground cracked. Both women landed hard, breathing heavy, staring, smirking. The alien stood first this time. She looked up at the stars. I came here to destroy Earth, but I see now, Earth destroys you first. Damn right, the human said, cracking her neck. We destroy logic, we break rules, and we flirt while doing it. Suddenly, both women turned. The command ship of the Zaurak Empire had landed behind them. Black, tall, deadly. Its bay doors opened. A figure stepped out, 10 feet tall, all armor, no smile, eyes like burning suns. The Emperor, General Korth Vask, the one who trained the galaxy's deadliest army, and never once lost a fight. Until today. He looked at both women, then at his scattered, humiliated army, then back again, and said, Humanity is not a threat, it is a virus, one that seduces, corrupts, and laughs while it burns everything down. The human raised her bat again. We also make a mean burger. You want to try before you die? The Emperor didn't laugh. He just raised his massive plasma cannon and fired. The screen flashed white. The smoke cleared slowly, like a curtain lifting after the first act. A shadow stood in the center. Boots. Blood. Bat. It was her. The human. Standing. Breathing. Smiling. One strap of her leather top was now torn, but she didn't seem to mind. Was that it? She asked the Emperor. Or was that just your warm-up? The Emperor stared in silence. His cannon, overheating. His pride, melting. He had destroyed entire planets, conquered black hole species, wiped out star colonies in seconds. But Earth, Earth sent a girl with lipstick and sarcasm. He stepped forward. The ground cracked under his feet. She didn't move. She just pulled out a pair of sunglasses, put them on, and spit her gum in his direction. "You know," she said slowly, "you boys come in all shiny and hard, but it's always the soft landing that gets you." Then, a voice broke through on her radio. "Vegas is hot. Repeat, Vegas is hot." She grinned. "Showtime." The Emperor raised his hand to strike, but she was already gone. A flash, a jump pod, and just like that, she was headed west. Vegas, the next target, the next mistake. The Zarak Empire sent 3 more ships ahead to Vegas. They believed in numbers, strategy, formations. What they didn't believe in was Vegas. They landed right off the strip. Neon lights, loud music, drunk tourists. The perfect place for a stealth mission, they thought. But Earth doesn't do stealth in Vegas. The first thing they saw, a man dressed like Elvis, riding a mobility scooter, carrying a bazooka. "Welcome to the Sin Capital, alien scum," he yelled, before launching a missile into the side of their shuttle. It exploded in fireworks. "Elvis has left the mothership." The aliens ran for cover, only to be stopped by a line of showgirls, each holding stun guns and attitude. "You came to invade?" one asked, blowing a kiss. "Well, darling, you better buy us dinner." Or first, another whispered to her friend, "I call dibs on the tall one. He's got 6 abs and no clue what to do with them." The aliens couldn't fight. They were too distracted, too confused, too aroused. One tried to retreat. He was tripped by a small grandma in a leopard print dress. "Where do you think you're going, sugar?" she asked, then tased him. Twice. The commander of the Vegas squad panicked. He called for backup. He called for air support. He even tried calling his mom. Nothing worked. And then, she arrived. The woman in leather, dusty, bloody, bat over her shoulder, sunglasses on. She walked through the casino entrance like a queen. The slot machines lit up behind her. The jackpot sirens wailed. A drunk man looked up and whispered, "I think I'm in love, or hallucinating." She walked straight up to the alien commander, tapped him on the shoulder. He turned, trembling. "Hi," she said sweetly. "Quick question. You boys trained for 100 years, but did you ever train against someone wearing heels and holding a hangover?" Before he could answer, crack, bat to the face. The crowd cheered. Chips flew into the air. A mariachi band started playing for no reason. Vegas was hers. But then, the lights flickered. The ground rumbled. From above, the sky turned dark. A new ship was arriving. Bigger, sleeker, and silent. This wasn't another attack squad. This wasn't backup. This was a cleanup crew. A Zorak shadow unit. No names, no mercy, and no distractions. They didn't care about seduction. They didn't fall for sarcasm. They came to delete. And they brought someone with them. A man, tall, scarred, wearing earth armor, but walking like one of them. He stepped off the ship, locked eyes with the woman in leather, and whispered, "Hello, darling. Miss me?" She froze. The crowd went silent. Even the slot machine stopped spinning. "You?" she breathed. "You're supposed to be dead." He smiled. "Baby, you know I only play dead. In bed." The air got hotter. Not from the Vegas sun, but from the tension standing in front of the casino steps. She narrowed her eyes. That walk. That smirk. That voice that could melt bullets. It was him. Logan Cross. Ex-Earth Special Ops. Her ex-partner. Her ex-everything. Supposed to be dead. Reported lost in the Titan Wars. Buried in classified files. And whiskey. But here he was. Wearing black alien armor. Carrying a weapon she didn't recognize. And a grin she knew too damn well. "Didn't think you'd still look this good," he said, stepping closer. "But damn, babe. I didn't miss getting hit in the face with that bat." She raised it again. "Want to test if it still fits?" The Zarak shadow troops flanked him. Quiet, deadly. zero personality. One whispered, "This human is emotionally unstable." Logan replied without looking, "Yeah, and dangerous. That's what makes her fun." The Vegas crowd backed off slowly. Showgirls ducked behind slot machines. Elvis rolled under a craps table. She stepped forward. "Why are you with them, Logan?" "Same reason you're always fighting alone," he said. "Earth never deserved either of us." Her eyes darkened. She whispered, "You switched sides. For what? Better food? More armor? Alien groupies with longer tongues?" He chuckled. "You'd be surprised how creative six-armed women can be." She cracked her knuckles. "Oh, sweetie, you just told the wrong ex the wrong thing." Boom! She charged. He moved fast, but not fast enough. The bat kissed his helmet hard enough to ring church bells. He stumbled and laughed. "God, I miss that sound." He grabbed her by the waist, spun her around, and slammed her into a blackjack table. The cards scattered. Chips flew. People gasped. Their faces were inches apart. Sweat, dirt, blood, history. He growled, "We could have ruled this galaxy together." She hissed back, "I'd rather drink lava, Borsi, and date Florida man." She flipped backward off the table, landed in a split, and uppercut his jaw with the bat handle. The aliens began firing, but the humans fought like a dirty dance. Punch, kick, flirt, slam. He pinned her against a poker machine, his breath on her neck. "I never stopped loving you." She whispered in his ear, "Then you should have stayed dead." Boom! A flashbang dropped from her back pocket. He staggered. She vanished into the smoke. Back outside, she slid behind a burning limo. Heart racing, adrenaline pulsing. What the hell was Logan doing with Zarak? How long had they been using him? Or worse, had he offered? The radio buzzed. "This is Control. We need eyes on Vegas. Is the city secure?" She clicked back. "Not even close. We've got ghosts crawling out of bedsheets down here." In the sky, the alien mothership repositioned. They were preparing the weapon. The one trained on all of Vegas. The one that could erase the city in a single strike. Her eyes narrowed. "No one nukes my poker night." She ran across the street, ducking sniper fire, took out 3 shadow soldiers with leftover cocktail grenades. Then she heard it, his voice, again, right behind her. "You always run after kissing me goodbye?" She spun, gun raised, but he wasn't attacking. He looked torn. "You don't get it," he said. "I didn't switch sides. I was built for this. They made me what I am now." She froze. "What do you mean, made?" He looked down at his hand, pulled off one glove. Underneath, his skin glitched. A blue pulse. Nanotech. He wasn't fully human anymore. "They didn't kill me. They rebuilt me. Programmed me. I'm not your Logan anymore." She didn't blink, didn't breathe. "Then tell me, who the hell are you now?" The gunfire stopped. For a moment, everything was still. He had fired at his own team. The Zarak shadow troops lay smoking behind her, shot clean, no hesitation. She stared at him, sweat dripping, heart racing, bat tight in her grip. "Logan, what the hell was that?" He didn't answer right away. His face twitched like static. Blue light flickered under his jawline. His hand shook. "I bought us 3 minutes," he said finally. "That's all I could override before the code kicks back in." Code? Zarak doesn't just control weapons now. They control memories, emotions, pleasure, pain. They rewired me to kill you the second I remember how much I loved you. She tilted her head, grinned. "Well, that explains why your aim sucks now." He smirked. Then his eyes rolled back. His voice turned digital. A cold robotic tone said, "Target, Earth Commander, acquire, execute." He collapsed, convulsing, his body glitching. She backed away, breathing hard. He was fighting them, fighting himself. She had to run. She had to warn the others, because next was Florida. Tallahassee. 5:12 a.m. The next alien battalion landed inside a swamp. The Zorak elite, fully armored, fully trained, and fully clueless. Because no amount of training prepares you for Florida man. One soldier stepped out of the ship and was immediately smacked in the face with a flaming beer can. "Murica!" screamed a half-naked man riding a jet ski in a swamp in the dark. Another alien scanned the area. Unclear threat level. Civilian appears intoxicated. Boom! Gator bite. Right on the leg. What is this planet? Meanwhile, inside a gas station across the road, a woman in camo shorts and flip-flops watched the alien chaos unfold. She took a slow sip from her Slurpee. Looks like it's Tuesday again. She grabbed a shotgun off the counter, tossed a pack of gum into her mouth, and walked it outside. "Aliens," she said, pumping the shotgun. "Time to pop a few out-of-town boys." By 6 o'clock a.m., Zorak had lost 15 elite units, to golf carts, to pool noodles, to a man who claimed he was raised by raccoons and had a machete named Teresa. Nothing made sense, and that's exactly why they were losing. One alien screamed into his comms, "They don't fight with tactics. They fight with chaos and confidence." Back at her command center, the leather-clad woman watched the satellite feed of Florida. She didn't smile. She just whispered, "Florida's awake. Game over, boys." But then, an alert. A new ship descending. Faster. Heavier. And not Zorak. Unknown origin. Unknown design. And it was headed straight for Logan's location. Her jaw clenched. Her hands shook. She had left him behind thinking he'd lost control. But what if that ship was sent to retrieve him? She jumped into a stolen Zorak hoverbike, kicked it alive. Engines roared. She raced through the Nevada desert, sun rising, wind burning her face. She didn't care. He had saved her. Now it was her turn. As she sped toward the landing zone, she remembered something Logan once told her, back when they were still tangled up in each other. "If I ever lose control, look me in the eyes and lie to me." The ship landed hard. Dust exploded. Metal hissed. And from it stepped not soldiers, but scientists. Human scientists, wearing Earth insignia. Her bike screeched to a stop. She jumped off, gun drawn. "Who the hell are you?" One of them stepped forward, calm. "We're the Black Wall program." Logan was our prototype, half human, half interface. We built him to infiltrate alien systems, and to love you just enough to stay human. She lowered her gun slowly, eyes narrowing. "You used me?" The scientist nodded. "No shame. It worked, didn't it?" Then from behind her, a voice. "Hey, B. Guess what?" She turned. Logan stood at the top of a ridge, eyes glowing blue, one arm sparking, blood on his shirt. I remembered. Your favorite song. And also, How to Kill Gods. The orb in Logan's palm pulsed like a heartbeat, but it wasn't beating for him. It was humming. For vengeance. For memories lost. For years stolen. For her. She stared at him. That half-human face, those glowing blue eyes, that perfect jawline with just enough dirt and sin to still be sexy. "Logan," she said carefully, "what did they put inside you?" He grinned. Everything they feared. The orb shot into the sky, fast, dead silent, cutting straight through clouds like a blade of light. It locked onto the Zorak mothership orbiting above Earth, the biggest ship in their empire, their command center, their ego. Inside the ship, panic. The alien generals screamed in 10 different dialects, none of them helpful. "That signal is from our own tech. It's looping through every firewall. This is impossible. He's not even fully Zorak." One technician whispered, "No, he's worse. He's human." On the ground, she stepped closer to Logan. He looked like a walking storm, circuits bleeding through skin, voice flickering between man and machine. And yet, still him, still hers. Maybe. "Do you even know what that thing will do?" she asked. "Yeah." He paused. "It deletes arrogance, wipes out entitlement, reboots the idea that humans are weak." She squinted. "In other words, It blows their ship up in 12 seconds. He smirked, but the light in his eyes flickered. The countdown started. She stepped close, one hand on his chest, felt metal under skin, heat under cold. "If you survive this," she whispered, "I'm still gonna break your nose for ghosting me." "If I die," he grinned, "will you still call me daddy in your dreams?" "Only if you haunt me shirtless." Wow. 5, 4. The sky began to glow. Above, the mothership tried to flee. Too late. The orb split into 6, then into 12. Then into a storm of energy needles, each one tearing through the ship's DNA. A fence grid like it was made of paper and lies. Screams echoed from above, and then silence. A beautiful, terrifying silence. Boom! The sky exploded into light. Alien debris rained down like fireworks, burning metal, flaming wreckage, and one giant piece shaped like a middle finger, because Earth is dramatic like that. Logan dropped to one knee. Sparks flew from his shoulder. He groaned. She ran to him, kneeled, grabbed his face. "Hey, don't you dare short-circuit now. We're not done arguing yet." He blinked slowly, whispered, "I saved the world." Again. "You helped," she corrected. "But I still did it in heels." He chuckled, coughing. "Blood, oil, memory." "I'm sorry I left," he said. "They said they could fix me, but I didn't know what I'd lose." "You didn't lose me," she whispered. "Not yet." They leaned in, closer, closer. And just as their lips nearly touched, an emergency alert screamed through the radio. A message from deep space. A voice. Distorted. Alien, but not Zarak. "Earth has violated the intergalactic peace code. By resisting domination, you have declared independence. And for that, the rest of us are coming." The transmission ended. She stood up slowly, eyes on the stars, jaw clenched. "Well," she muttered, "guess the whole galaxy's coming to our front yard." Logan smirked from the dirt. "You gonna answer the door?" She cracked her bat across her shoulder, eyes burning, lips twitching into a smile. "I'll answer, but I ain't wearing pants." The galaxy arrived like a thunderstorm. Thousands of ships. Different species, different weapons. Same goal: crush Earth. Put humans back in their place, make them beg. Instead, they got a group chat invite labeled "Earth's Last Stand" or "Wildest Party Ever." High above the planet, a council formed. Leaders of 10 alien empires watched Earth's surface. They saw smoke, fire, flaming cows, and someone doing backflips on a trampoline with a rocket launcher. "They don't follow logic," one alien hissed. "They follow beer, instinct, and hormones." "Unacceptable," another spat. "They must be erased." But deep inside their control room, they watched one camera feed longer than the others. Her. The woman in black leather. Hair messy, bat ready, eyes full of sin and strategy. She looked directly into the sky camera and winked. "Oh, look," she whispered. The ex-boyfriends of the galaxy just showed up. She stood on a rooftop in downtown Chicago, the world behind her. Logan at her side, half human, half machine, fully dangerous. He was patching into the orbit systems, sweat dripping, circuits humming. "I can give you 12 minutes, he said. "Then I crash. Hard." "We only need 10, she smirked. "The other 2 are just for showing off." Earth wasn't launching nukes. Earth wasn't calling on governments. Earth called Florida and Vegas and Texas and Detroit. Bikers, bartenders, nuns with grenades, grandmas with frying pans. Every mad, beautiful, unhinged soul who ever said, "Hold my beer," was now part of Earth's defense. The first enemy ship came in hot, too fast, too shiny, too serious. It was taken down by a monster truck with a giant middle finger painted on the hood and fireworks in the trunk. "America!" In orbit, chaos erupted. Alien fleets turned on each other. They couldn't handle the Earth's tactics, laughter, Insults, memes beamed directly into their neural nets. One alien screamed, "Why is she singing during a missile strike?" Another cried, "They're not even aiming, they're just throwing stuff." Meanwhile, she walked straight into an enemy dropship, alone, bat dragging, blood dripping from her lip. "Hi, boys," she purred. "Want to see what 12 minutes of regret feels like?" They opened fire. Missed, all of them. She flipped over one, kicked another, broke one's jaw with a single line. "Tell your queen I bite harder." Outside, Logan rerouted power, used alien satellites to broadcast Earth's anthem. Not music, but a compilation of the worst and sexiest things humans had ever done in history. It overloaded the fleet's morale systems. They screamed, ran. One commander abandoned ship when he saw a woman eating hot wings while shooting a bazooka. "We can't fight this chaos. This isn't war. It's foreplay with bullets." At minute 11:57, only one fleet remained. Silent, still, watching. The High Chancellor of the Orvan species stared at Earth, then muttered, "They're not the strongest, not the smartest, not even the most advanced. But they are the most seductive, the most terrifying, the most fun thing we've ever tried to kill." He stood up, saluted, and said, "Leave them be. No empire is strong enough to rule humans. Not when they fight with laughter, lust, and baseball bats." The fleets turned. They fled. Every last one of them. No peace treaty. No surrender. Just fear. Fear of Earth. Fear of her. Fear of what else they'd awaken if they ever came back. The sky cleared. Silence fell. Smoke rose, and she stood in the middle of the street, bruised, victorious, and chewing a fresh piece of gum. Logan limped up beside her, arm sparking, shirt half melted. "So," he said, grinning, "we just made history." She looked up, bat resting on her shoulder, sun rising behind her. "Nah," she said, "we just made a point. Final line. Next time they train for 100 years, they'll be training to survive our bedroom."